Hello and welcome. Tonight, I want to invite you on a journey. Not just any journey, but one that takes us far back in time, to the heart of ancient Egypt, and to a temple that holds countless secrets. Over the course of 5 chapters, I will be telling you a calm and gentle story, designed to quiet your mind from the worries of the day, and prepare you for a sweet and deep sleep. So I invite you to settle in, close your eyes, and let's travel together to a golden twilight in the great temple of Karnak. The Temple Scribe's Evening, a journey through ancient Karnak. Chapter 1, Preparing the Scrolls at Twilight. The last rays of sunlight slip through the narrow window of your chamber, casting golden patterns across the worn sandstone walls. You are a scribe at the great temple of Karnak, and evening has arrived with gentle grace. Your fingers move slowly, deliberately, across the smooth surface of your wooden writing table. The wood is warm beneath your palms, polished by countless years of careful use. Before you lie rolls of papyrus, each one precious, each one waiting for the touch of your reed pen. The air in your chamber is still and cool. Stone walls that have stood for generations surround you, their surfaces carved with hieroglyphs that tell stories of pharaohs and gods. The symbols seem to shimmer in the fading light, ancient wisdom watching over your work. You reach for your first scroll, unrolling it with practiced care. The papyrus whispers as it unfurls, a soft sound like wind through reeds by the Nile. The surface is smooth, creamy, ready to receive the words you will write tonight. Your inkpot sits beside you, filled with rich black ink made from charcoal and water. The mixture is perfect, neither too thick nor too thin. You dip your reed pen, testing the flow of ink across a spare piece of papyrus. The line appears, dark and steady, just as it should be. The window above your desk frames the western sky, where the sun god Ra begins his nightly journey through the underworld. Colors shift slowly across the heavens, gold melting into orange, orange deepening to red, red softening to purple. The transition is gradual, peaceful, like a gentle breath released into the evening air. You arrange your scrolls in order, each one dedicated to a different aspect of temple life. One will record the prayers offered by pilgrims today. Another will document the offerings brought to the gods. A third holds the sacred calendar, marking the festivals and holy days that give rhythm to your life here at Karnak. The sound of distant chanting drifts through your window, voices of priests beginning their evening rituals. The melody is low, soothing, blending with the gentle sounds of the temple settling into night. Stone expands and contracts with the cooling air, creating tiny whispers that echo through the corridors. You pause in your preparations, listening to the symphony of evening sounds. A night bird calls somewhere in the temple gardens, its voice clear and sweet. The soft splash of water reaches your ears, perhaps from the sacred lake where lotus flowers close their petals for the night. Your linen robe moves gently around your body as you shift in your chair, the fabric soft against your skin. The day has been warm, but now coolness creeps through the stone walls, bringing relief and comfort. You breathe deeply, inhaling the scent of burning incense that always perfumes the temple air. The shadows in your chamber grow longer, deeper, as the sun sinks lower. But there is no urgency in your movements, no need to hurry. The work of a scribe is methodical, contemplative, requiring patience and precision. You have learned to move with the rhythms of the temple, to find peace in the careful formation of each hieroglyph. Your reed pen rests easily in your hand, its weight familiar and comforting. You have shaped this pen yourself, selecting the reed, cutting it to the proper length, splitting the tip to create the perfect writing instrument. It is an extension of your thoughts, your means of preserving the sacred words and deeds of the temple. The first scroll lies open before you, its surface catching the golden light. You will begin with the prayers, recording the words spoken by pilgrims who travelled far to reach this sacred place. Their voices echoed through the halls today, filled with hope, with gratitude, with the deep yearning of the human heart for connection with the divine. You close your eyes for a moment, centering yourself before you begin. The sounds of the temple wash over you, the distant chanting, the whisper of wind through stone corridors, the soft footsteps of priests moving through their evening duties. These sounds are your companions, familiar and comforting as you prepare to work. When you open your eyes, the chamber has grown dimmer. The golden light has deepened to amber, creating a warm glow that seems to embrace you. You dip your pen in the ink, watching the dark liquid cling to the reed tip. The first stroke awaits, the beginning of tonight's sacred work. The hieroglyphs flow from your pen like water from a spring. Each symbol carefully formed, each line perfectly placed. The ancient writing system is your language, your way of capturing the ephemeral and making it permanent. In these symbols, the words of the faithful will live forever, preserved in the sacred halls of Karnak. Time moves slowly as you write, each moment stretching like honey poured from a jar. There is no rush, no pressing deadline. The work itself is meditation, a form of prayer expressed through the careful formation of sacred symbols. Your breathing slows, deepens, matching the rhythm of your pen strokes. The window above your desk now frames a sky painted in shades of purple and deep blue. The first stars appear, tiny points of light in the gathering darkness. These are the same stars that have watched over Egypt for thousands of years, witnesses to the rise and fall of dynasties, guardians of the eternal mysteries. You pause in your writing, setting down your pen to stretch your fingers. The muscles in your hand are relaxed, accustomed to the gentle repetition of forming hieroglyphs. You flex your wrists, roll your shoulders, feeling the pleasant tiredness that comes from meaningful work. The scent of jasmine drifts through your window, carried on the evening breeze. Somewhere in the temple gardens, the night-blooming flowers are opening their petals, releasing their perfume into the cool air. The fragrance mingles with the ever-present incense, creating a symphony of gentle scents. Your chamber feels like a sanctuary within a sanctuary, a quiet space where the sacred work of preservation continues. The walls seem to pulse gently with the accumulated wisdom of centuries. each stone holding memories of the scribes who worked here before you, each surface touched by the reverent hands of those who serve the gods. The oil lamp on your desk flickers slightly, its flame dancing in the gentle air current. The light is warm, golden, casting soft shadows that move and shift across your work surface. You adjust the wick, ensuring steady illumination for the hours ahead. Your scrolls await your attention, patient and receptive. Each one represents a different aspect of temple life, a different way of honoring the gods and serving the people who seek their blessing. The work is sacred, each word a prayer, each symbol a bridge between the earthly and divine realms. The sounds of the temple continue around you, a gentle background symphony that speaks of continuity, of tradition, of the eternal cycle of worship and renewal. Priests move through their duties, pilgrims offer their prayers, and you, in your quiet chamber, preserve it all in the flowing script of the ancients. You pick up your pen again, dipping it in the ink with practiced care. The next prayer awaits transcription, the words of a farmer who travelled from Upper Egypt to seek the blessing of Amun-Ra for his crops. His voice was rough from the journey, weathered by years of work under the desert sun, but his words carried the pure sincerity of faith. The hieroglyphs appear on the papyrus, each one a small work of art. The bird symbols seem to spread their wings. The human figures appear ready to step from the surface of the scroll. The sacred eyes watch with eternal vigilance. This is the magic of writing. The ability to capture thought and make it visible, to preserve the momentary and give it permanence. Your breathing has settled into a deep, regular rhythm. The work flows through you like a river, carrying you forward with gentle persistence. There is no struggle, no effort, only the peaceful continuation of a task that has been performed in this place for generations beyond counting. The chamber grows darker as night deepens, but the circle of light from your lamp creates a warm haven. Within this golden sphere, time seems suspended. The outside world fades away, and only the sacred work remains. You are connected to something larger than yourself, part of an unbroken chain of scribes who have served the temple through the ages. The next scroll awaits your attention, this one dedicated to recording the offerings brought to the temple today. Grain and fruit, flowers and precious oils, each offering tells a story, speaks of hope fulfilled, of prayers answered, of the eternal dialogue between humanity and the divine. Your hand moves across the papyrus with fluid grace, the pen guided by years of practice and devotion. The symbols flow like music made visible. Each hieroglyph a note in the great symphony of human faith. The work is meditative, contemplative, a form of moving prayer that engages both mind and soul. The night breeze stirs the curtain at your window, bringing with it the scent of the Nile, that great river that gives life to Egypt. The water flows eternally, carrying the blessings of the gods to all who dwell along its banks. Like the river, your work flows on, steady and eternal, nourishing the spiritual life of the temple. You pause again, listening to the sounds of the night. The chanting has grown softer, more distant, as the evening rituals near their end. Soon, the temple will settle into the deep quiet of night, when only the guards and a few dedicated priests remain awake to tend the sacred flames. Your scrolls are taking shape, each one a repository of the day's sacred events, the prayers of the faithful, the offerings of the grateful, the eternal cycle of worship that gives meaning to life at Karnak. These records will join the vast archive of the temple, adding to the accumulated wisdom of ages. The oil in your lamp burns steadily, its flame unwavering in the still air. The light creates a cocoon of warmth around your workspace, a sanctuary of golden illumination in the encompassing darkness. You feel safe here, protected, surrounded by the benevolent presence of the gods, whose service is your life's work. Your eyelids grow heavy as you work, the gentle rhythm of writing inducing a state of deep relaxation. The pen moves across the papyrus with automatic precision, guided by muscle memory and years of practice. Your breathing deepens, your heartbeat slows, and peace settles over you like a soft blanket. The last prayer of the day awaits transcription. The words of an elderly woman who came to thank the gods for her grandson's safe return from a trading expedition. Her voice trembled with emotion, her words simple but profound, a testament to the enduring power of faith and love. As you form the final hieroglyphs, the chamber seems to exhale, settling into the deep quiet of night. The scrolls are complete, the day's work finished, the sacred duty fulfilled. You set down your pen, flexing your fingers, feeling the satisfaction that comes from work well done. The night air drifts through your window, cool and refreshing against your skin. You breathe deeply, inhaling the mixed scents of jasmine and incense, of stone and starlight, of the eternal mysteries that surround you. Your body relaxes, and you prepare to leave your chamber for the next phase of your evening journey. The scrolls lie on your desk, completed and ready to be added to the temple's archive. Tomorrow, scribes will come to collect them, to carry them to the great library, where they will join thousands of others, creating an unbroken record of faith and devotion, stretching back through the generations. You rise from your chair, your movements slow and deliberate, so that the gods may know that their scribe has worked faithfully through the evening hours. Your hand rests on the door handle, cool metal against your palm. Beyond this threshold lies the vast temple complex, corridors and chambers, courtyards and halls, all bathed in the silver light of the moon. The hypostyle hall awaits, with its forest of mighty columns, its cathedral silence, its sense of the infinite. You pause for a moment, looking back your workspace. The scrolls lie neat and orderly, testament to the day's faithful service. The inkpot sits ready for tomorrow's work, the reed pen cleaned and waiting. Everything is in its place, ready for the cycle to begin again with the rising sun. The chamber feels different now, quieter, more peaceful. The work is done, the sacred duty fulfilled, and now it is time to move deeper into the temple. The scrolls will remain, preserving the prayers and offerings of the faithful, while you journey on through the night. Your breathing has deepened, your heartbeat slowed, and a profound sense of peace settles over you like a gentle benediction. The work of the day is complete, the sacred task fulfilled. And now, as the stars wheel overhead, you prepare to walk through the temple corridors, to continue your nightly journey through the sacred spaces of Karnak. The door opens softly, revealing the moonlit corridor beyond. Cool air flows into your chamber, carrying the scent of stone and starlight, of ancient mysteries and eternal devotion. You step across the threshold, leaving the golden circle of lamplight behind, entering the silver world of the temple at night. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the gentle sounds of the temple at rest surround you. You drift into the peaceful rhythm of sacred work completed, as the scrolls wait silently, holding the prayers of the faithful. And the night breeze whispers through the stone corridors, carrying you forward into deeper rest, deeper peace. Chapter 2. Walking through the hypostyle hall. Your sandals whisper against the ancient flagstones as you emerge from your chamber. The corridor stretches before you, bathed in silver moonlight that filters through the clerestory windows high above. The stone walls seem to glow with their own inner light, warm and welcoming in the gentle darkness. Each step carries you deeper into the temple complex, toward the great hypostyle hall that forms the heart of Karnak. The sensation is soothing, meditative, like a prayer expressed through movement. Above you, the stone ceiling arches gracefully, supported by walls that have stood for over 1,000 years. The craftsmanship is exquisite, each block fitted perfectly to its neighbor, creating a structure of incredible strength and beauty. The stones seem to breathe in the moonlight, expanding and contracting with the gentle temperature changes of the night. You pause at a junction of corridors where several passages meet beneath a small dome. The architecture here is particularly beautiful, with carved lotus capitals that seem to bloom from the stone columns. The moonlight streaming through the dome creates patterns of light and shadow that dance slowly across the walls, hypnotic and peaceful. The scent of incense grows stronger as you walk, mixing with the clean smell of stone and the subtle fragrance of the night-blooming flowers in the temple gardens. Each breath brings a new combination of aromas: cedar and myrrh, jasmine and frankincense, the very essence of sanctity made manifest in the air you breathe. Your footsteps echo softly in the corridor, the sound bouncing gently off the stone walls before fading into the encompassing silence. The echo is not sharp or intrusive, but soft and musical, like the whisper of ancient voices joining their song to yours. The temple seems to be alive, responding to your presence with gentle sounds that welcome you home. A small oil lamp flickers in a wall niche, its flame steady and warm. The light creates a pool of golden illumination that contrasts beautifully with the silver moonlight. You pause beside it, feeling the warmth on your face, watching the tiny flame dance in the still air. The lamp is one of hundreds throughout the temple, each one a beacon of faith in the darkness. The corridor begins to widen as you approach the hypostyle hall, the walls gradually opening to reveal glimpses of the vast space beyond. Your heart quickens slightly with anticipation, not with excitement, but with the deep satisfaction of approaching something sacred and beloved. The hall is your destination, the cathedral of stone that never fails to fill you with wonder. You pass beneath a massive lintel, carved with hieroglyphs that tell the story of the temple's construction. The symbols are worn smooth by centuries of weather and time, but still readable to your trained eye. They speak of pharaohs and gods, of dedication and devotion, of the eternal covenant between heaven and earth that this temple represents. The first column of the hypostyle hall comes into view, rising before you like a giant tree of stone. The shaft is smooth, polished by countless hands over the centuries, and topped with a capital carved in the shape of a papyrus bundle. The column seems to grow from the earth itself, reaching toward the star-filled sky with natural grace. Your breathing deepens as you step into the hall, the vast space opening around you like a stone forest. 134 columns rise from the floor, each one a masterpiece of ancient engineering and artistry. The scale is overwhelming, designed to humble the human spirit and elevate the mind toward contemplation of the divine. The moonlight filters down through the clerestory windows, creating shafts of silver light that illuminate the forest of columns. The beams seem almost solid, visible rivers of light flowing from the heavens to the earth. They shift and change as clouds pass across the moon, creating an ever-changing pattern of illumination that makes the hall seem alive. You begin to walk between the columns, your sandals barely audible on the smooth stone floor. The space between the pillars is generous, allowing you to move freely, while still feeling embraced by their massive presence. Each column is unique, bearing different carvings and inscriptions, yet all harmoniously integrated into the overall design. The silence here is profound, different from the quiet of your chamber. This is the silence of vast space, of stone that has absorbed centuries of prayer and meditation. It seems to press gently against your eardrums, creating a sense of suspension, of being held in the embrace of something infinitely larger than yourself. Your hand reaches out to touch one of the columns, fingers tracing the hieroglyphs carved into its surface. The stone is cool and smooth, worn by countless other hands that have reached out in wonder and reverence. The carvings tell stories of gods and pharaohs, of battles won and temples built, of the eternal cycle of life and death and rebirth. A gentle breeze moves through the hall, stirring the air and carrying with it the scent of the night. The wind seems to whisper as it passes between the columns, creating a sound like distant voices in hushed conversation. The acoustics of the hall are perfect, designed to carry sound and amplify it, turning even the softest whisper into something sacred. You continue walking, moving deeper into the forest of stone. The columns rise around you like ancient trees, their capitals lost in the shadows high above. Each step takes you further from the world of everyday concerns, deeper into the realm of the sacred. Your breathing slows, your heartbeat quiets, and peace settles over you like a gentle benediction. The floor beneath your feet is perfectly level, each stone carefully placed and fitted. The craftsmanship is extraordinary. The work of master builders who understood that they were creating something that would last for eternity. Your sandals glide across the surface without effort, carrying you forward with the smoothness of a boat on still water. Halfway through the hall, you pause beside a particularly magnificent column. This one is dedicated to Amun-Ra, the king of gods, and its surface is covered with scenes of worship and offering. The carvings are deep and clear, each figure seeming to move in the shifting moonlight. You stand quietly, absorbing the artistic beauty. Feeling connected to the countless artisans who created this masterpiece. The moonlight, streaming through the clerestory windows, has shifted slightly, creating new patterns of light and shadow on the column surfaces. The interplay of illumination and darkness is mesmerizing, constantly changing, never the same from one moment to the next. You watch the patterns shift, your mind growing quiet and still. Your linen robe moves gently in the soft breeze, the fabric caressing your skin with each subtle movement. The sensation is pleasant, soothing, like being touched by the gentle hands of the gods themselves. The robe is simple, unadorned, but made from the finest linen, soft and breathable, perfect for the sacred environment of the temple. The scent of lotus flowers drifts through the hall, carried on the night air from the sacred lake beyond. The fragrance is subtle but distinct, sweet and clean, adding another layer to the complex symphony of aromas that fills the temple. Each breath brings new combinations of scent. Incense and flowers, stone and starlight. You resume walking, your pace unhurried and contemplative. There's no destination to reach, no schedule to keep. The night is yours to explore, to wander through the sacred spaces, to absorb the peace and beauty that surround you. The temple is your home, your sanctuary, your refuge from the concerns of the world. Another column draws your attention. This one dedicated to Mut, the mother goddess. The carvings show her in various aspects: protector, nurturer, the eternal feminine principle that balances the masculine power of Amun-Ra. You pause to study the artwork, appreciating the skill of the ancient sculptors who brought stone to life. The silence deepens as you stand still, absorbing the presence of the goddess. The air seems to shimmer slightly, as if touched by divine presence. Your breathing becomes even slower, more regular, and you feel a profound sense of peace settling over you like a warm blanket. The goddess watches over you, protects you, guides your steps through the sacred night. You continue your journey through the forest of columns, each one a testament to human devotion and divine inspiration. The hall stretches before you, vast and mysterious, filled with shadows and silver light. The scale is humbling, designed to remind you of your place in the cosmic order, to inspire awe and reverence for the powers that govern the universe. The air grows cooler as you move deeper into the hall, the stone walls and massive columns creating their own microclimate. The temperature is perfect, neither too warm nor too cold, but comfortable and refreshing. You breathe deeply, filling your lungs with the clean, sacred air of the temple. Your sandals continue their soft whisper against the stone floor, the sound rhythmic and hypnotic. The repetitive nature of the footsteps creates a meditative state, your mind growing quiet and still. Each step is a prayer, each breath an offering, each moment a gift from the gods who watch over this sacred space. The moonlight has shifted again, now illuminating a different section of the hall. The beams of light seem to dance between the columns, bringing them to life in the silver darkness. The hall seems to pulse gently around you, as if the very stones are breathing. The effect is subtle but unmistakable, a sense of life and presence that permeates the entire space. You are not alone here. The spirits of the gods and the souls of the faithful, who have walked these corridors for centuries, surround you with their benevolent presence. Your hand traces the hieroglyphs on Khonsu's column, feeling the careful craftsmanship of the ancient sculptors. Each symbol grounding you in the physical world while lifting your spirit toward the divine. Each breath carries the essence of prayer and sacrifice, of devotion expressed through sacred offering. You approach the far end of the hall, where the columns give way to another corridor leading deeper into the temple complex. But you are in no hurry to leave this sacred space, content to wander among the stone pillars, to absorb their beauty and power, to feel the presence of the divine that dwells here. The floor beneath your feet seems to radiate a gentle warmth, as if the stones themselves are alive with sacred energy. The sensation is subtle but real, a tingling that travels up through your sandals, through your feet, into your entire being. You pause to experience this fully, standing still and quiet, allowing the temple's energy to flow through you. Your breathing has synchronized with the rhythm of the hall, slow and deep and peaceful. The vast space seems to breathe with you, expanding and contracting in gentle harmony. You feel connected to something larger than yourself, part of the eternal cycle of worship and devotion that has sustained this temple for over a millennium. The moonlight streaming through the clerestory windows begins to fade slightly, as if the moon itself is growing tired and preparing for rest. The silver beams become softer, more diffused, creating a dreamlike quality in the hall. The columns seem to shimmer in the gentle light, their surfaces rippling like water. You find yourself drawn to a particular column, one that seems to call to you across the vast space. As you approach, you see that it is dedicated to Thoth, the god of wisdom and writing, your patron deity. The carvings show him with his ibis head, holding the reed pen and palette that are the tools of your trade. The coincidence feels meaningful, a sign that you are exactly where you need to be. Standing before Thoth's column, you feel a deep sense of connection and purpose. Your work as a scribe is more than just a job. It is a sacred calling, a way of serving the gods and preserving the wisdom of the ages. The hieroglyphs you write are not mere symbols, but vessels for divine truth, bridges between the earthly and celestial realms. The hall grows quieter as the night deepens, the last sounds of the temple's evening activities fading into silence. You are alone now among the columns, Or perhaps not alone, but accompanied by the invisible presence of the gods and the spirits of all who have walked here before you. The thought is comforting, reassuring, filling you with a sense of belonging and peace. Your eyelids grow heavy as you stand in the moonlit hall. The peaceful atmosphere and gentle sounds combining to create a profoundly relaxing experience. The columns seem to sway gently, like trees in a soft breeze, their stone surfaces appearing fluid and alive. The boundary between dream and reality begins to blur, creating a state of consciousness that is both alert and deeply restful. The scent of lotus flowers grows stronger, mixing with the incense to create a perfume that seems to emanate from the very stones themselves. Each breath brings deeper relaxation, your muscles releasing tension you didn't even know you were carrying. The temple embraces you, supports you, holds you in its ancient arms. You begin to move again, your steps even slower now, more deliberate. Each footfall seems to echo not just in the hall, but in the depths of your soul. The rhythm becomes hypnotic, meditative, carrying you into a state of deep tranquility. The columns pass by like silent sentinels, watching over your peaceful journey. The far end of the hall approaches, where another passage leads toward the temple's inner chambers. But you are reluctant to leave this sacred space, content to remain among the columns to absorb their peace and power. The night is still young, and there are other destinations waiting. But for now, this moment is perfect. Your breathing has become so deep and regular that you barely notice it. The act of respiration as natural and unconscious as the beating of your heart. The air flows through you like a gentle river, carrying away tension and worry, leaving only peace and contentment. Your body feels light, almost weightless, as if you might float among the columns like a spirit. The moonlight continues its slow dance across the hall, creating ever-changing patterns of light and shadow. The effect is mesmerizing, hypnotic, drawing you deeper into a state of meditative calm. Time seems to stretch and bend, each moment lasting forever, yet flowing seamlessly into the next. You pause one final time before leaving the hall, taking a long, slow look around the forest of columns. Each pillar stands like a prayer made manifest in stone, a testament to human devotion and divine inspiration. The sight fills you with profound gratitude for this place, for this moment, for the privilege of serving in such a sacred environment. The passage ahead beckons, leading deeper into the temple complex, toward the next phase of your nightly journey. But the peace of the hypostyle hall goes with you, absorbed into your very being, becoming part of your essence. You carry the columns' strength, their stability, as you prepare to continue your walk through the sacred night. Your sandals whisper one final time against the stone floor, and you step from the hall into the corridor beyond. The moonlight follows you, streaming through windows and doorways, ensuring that you never walk in complete darkness. The temple guides your steps, protects your path, surrounds you with its loving presence. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the gentle echo of your footsteps in the vast hall seems to continue, reverberating through stone and time. You drift into the peaceful rhythm of walking meditation as the columns stand eternal watch and the moonlight weaves silver dreams through the sacred space, carrying you forward into deeper rest, deeper peace. Chapter 3. Lighting small oil lamps in a sacred corner. The corridor leads you away from the vast hypostyle hall, toward a smaller, more intimate space deep within the temple complex. Your sandals continue their soft whisper against the stone floor, the sound creating a gentle rhythm that matches your slow, peaceful breathing. The moonlight filters through high windows, casting silver patterns that dance and shift across the ancient walls. You turn into a narrow... The air grows warmer as you move deeper into the temple, the stone walls holding the heat of the day like a gentle embrace. The temperature is perfect, neither too hot nor too cold, but wonderfully comfortable against your skin. Your linen robe moves softly with each step, the fabric caressing your body with each subtle movement. Ahead, a soft golden glow beckons from an alcove set into the wall. This is your destination, a small sacred corner where you come each night to perform one of your most cherished rituals. The space is intimate, personal, a sanctuary within the greater sanctuary of the temple. As you approach, you feel your heartbeat slow, your breathing deepen, anticipation mixing with profound peace. The alcove is carved from the living rock of the temple wall, a small chamber, perhaps 10 feet square, with a ceiling that arches gracefully overhead. The walls are decorated with scenes of painted in colours that still retain their vibrancy after centuries. Blue and gold, red and green, the pigments seem to glow with their own inner light. In the centre of the space stands a low stone table, its surface worn smooth by countless generations of temple servants. On the table, arranged with careful precision, are the tools of your nightly ritual. Small clay oil lamps, each one handmade by the temple's skilled potters. The lamps wait patiently, their wicks dark and ready, their reservoirs filled with the finest olive oil. You pause at the threshold of the alcove, breathing deeply of the sacred air. The scent here is different, richer, more complex. Incense has been burned in this space for centuries, the smoke absorbed into the very stones, creating a permanent perfume of sanctity. Cedar and frankincense, myrrh and lotus, the very essence of prayer, made manifest in fragrance. Your bare feet, freed from their sandals, touch the cool stone floor of the alcove. The sensation is grounding, connecting you to the earth beneath, to the solid foundation of faith upon which the temple rests. The stone is smooth, polished by countless pilgrims who have knelt here in prayer, their devotion literally shaping the surface beneath your feet. The oil lamps wait in a perfect circle on the stone table, 7 of them, each one representing one of the sacred aspects of divine light. The lamps are beautiful in their simplicity, unadorned clay vessels that speak of function rather than ornamentation. Yet their very plainness is a form of beauty, the honest beauty of objects created for sacred purpose. Beside the lamps, a small bronze dish holds the lighting implement, a thin reed tipped with a fragment of burning charcoal. The ember glows softly in the darkness, barely visible but steady and reliable. This fire has been kept burning continuously for centuries, passed from one keeper to the next, an unbroken chain of light, stretching back to the temple's founding. You reach for the lighting reed, your fingers closing around its slender shaft. The wood is smooth, worn by countless hands that have performed this same ritual. The ember at the tip pulses gently, responding to the slight movement of air caused by your breath. The fire is alive, a tiny fragment of the divine spark that illuminates the universe. The first lamp awaits your attention, its dark wick extending slightly above the rim of the reservoir. You lower the ember to the wick, watching as the oil-soaked fibers catch the flame. The fire spreads slowly, deliberately, creating a small pool of golden light that pushes back the darkness. The flame steadies, burns clear and bright, a perfect offering to the gods. The sight of the first lamp burning fills you with deep satisfaction, a sense of purpose fulfilled. This simple act, repeated countless times by countless servants, is one of the fundamental rituals of temple life. Light drives away darkness. Knowledge conquers ignorance. Faith overcomes doubt. The lamp becomes a symbol of all these victories, a beacon of hope in the night. You move to the second lamp, your movements slow and deliberate. The ember touches the wick, and another flame springs to life, joining its light to that of the first. The two flames seem to dance together, their golden glow creating a larger circle of warmth and illumination. The darkness retreats further, pushed back by the growing constellation of sacred light. Your breathing has settled into a rhythm that matches the flickering of the flames, slow and deep and peaceful. Each breath brings the scent of burning oil, clean and pure, mixing with the ancient incense that permeates the alcove. The combination is intoxicating, not in an overwhelming way, but in a manner that induces deep tranquility and spiritual openness. The third lamp awaits, its wick dark and patient. You touch the ember to its tip, watching the oil catch and flare into steady flame. 3 lights now burn in the darkness, their combined radiance beginning to reveal the painted walls of the alcove. The colours seem to come alive in the lamplight, blues deepening to sapphire, golds warming to amber, the ancient pigments responding to the sacred illumination. The stone table feels warm beneath your hands as you lean forward to light the 4th lamp. The surface has absorbed the heat of countless flame-lighting ceremonies, each ritual adding its warmth to the accumulated energy of the space. Your palms rest flat against the stone, feeling the gentle heat, the solid permanence, the connection to all who have stood here before you. 4 flames now dance in the darkness, their light creating a small sanctuary of warmth and peace. The shadows on the walls shift and move, bringing the painted figures to life, priests and pharaohs, gods and goddesses, all seeming to participate in your nightly ritual. The boundary between past and present begins to blur, time becoming fluid in the sacred space. The 5th lamp calls to you, its wick ready to receive the gift of light. The ember touches the oil-soaked fibres, and another flame springs forth, adding its voice to the growing chorus of illumination. the alcove begins to feel like a different world, separate from the temple, separate from time itself, existing in an eternal moment of peace and devotion. Your linen robe glows softly in the lamplight, the fine fabric seeming to absorb and reflect the golden radiance. The sensation against your skin is pleasant, warm but not hot, like being caressed by gentle sunlight. The robe moves with each subtle shift of your body, creating small waves of light and shadow that ripple across the fabric. The sixth lamp awaits its turn, patient and still. You approach it with the same reverence you have shown the others, treating each flame as a sacred offering, each light as a prayer made manifest. The ember kisses the wick, and fire blooms once more, the sixth star in your constellation of devotion. The alcove grows brighter, warmer, more alive with each passing moment. The scent of the burning oil grows stronger, richer, more complex. The olive oil is the finest the temple can provide, pressed from olives grown in sacred groves, blessed by priests and purified by ritual, of growth and harvest, of the divine cycle that sustains all life. 6 flames now burn in perfect harmony, their light creating a warm golden glow that fills the alcove with peace and serenity. The painted walls seem to breathe in the flickering light, the colours shifting and changing with each gentle movement of the flames. The effect is hypnotic, mesmerising, drawing you deeper into a state of meditative calm. The 7th and final lamp waits in the centre of the circle, the culmination of your ritual. This lamp is special, dedicated to the unity of all divine light, representing the single flame from which all other flames are kindled. Your hand trembles slightly as you approach it, not from nervousness, but from the profound significance of the moment. You pause before lighting the final lamp, taking a moment to center yourself, to appreciate the beauty of the 6 flames already burning. They create a perfect circle of light, each flame distinct, yet part of a greater whole. The symmetry is beautiful, meaningful, reflecting the divine order that underlies all existence. The ember touches the wick of the 7th lamp, and the final flame springs to life, completing the circle of sacred light. 7 flames now burn in perfect harmony, their combined radiance filling the alcove with warmth and peace. The ritual is complete, the offering made, the darkness held at bay by the power of faith and devotion. You step back from the table, admiring your work. The 7 lamps burn steadily, their flames unwavering in the still air of the alcove. The light they cast is warm and golden, creating a pool of sacred illumination that seems to exist outside of time and space. You feel a deep sense of accomplishment, of connection to something greater than yourself. The painted walls seem to come alive in the lamplight, the colours vibrant and rich, the figures appearing to move and breathe. Gods and goddesses smile down from the walls, their faces serene and benevolent, approving of your nightly offering. The boundary between the physical and spiritual worlds grows thin, allowing you to sense the presence of the divine. You settle into a comfortable position on the stone floor, cross-legged before the circle of lamps. The floor is cool against your body, grounding you. The warmth from the lamps caresses your face, gentle and comforting, like the touch of a loving parent. The heat is not overwhelming, but perfectly calibrated, creating a cocoon of comfort around your seated form. You close your eyes, allowing the sensation to wash over you, feeling the tension drain from your muscles. The sound of the flames is barely audible, a soft whisper that seems to carry the voices of angels. The oil burns cleanly, without smoke or soot, creating pure light and heat. Each lamp contributes its voice to the gentle chorus, creating a symphony of sacred sound that speaks directly to your soul. You open your eyes again, gazing into the heart of the flames. Each one dances differently, yet all a part of the same divine light. The fire seems to pulse with life, responding to your presence, your devotion, your faith. The flames become a form of prayer, a visual meditation that lifts your spirit toward the divine. The scent of the burning oil mingles with the ancient incense, creating a perfume that seems to emanate from paradise itself. Each breath brings deeper peace, greater tranquility, a sense of being held in the loving arms of the gods. The fragrance becomes part of your being, absorbed into your very essence. Time seems to stop in the alcove, each moment stretching into eternity. The flames burn with steady devotion, their light creating a bubble of sacred time that exists outside the normal flow of hours and minutes. You feel suspended, held in a moment of perfect peace, perfect connection to the divine. The shadows cast by the lamps dance on the walls, creating a play of light and darkness that tells stories without words. The painted figures seem to participate in the dance, their forms shifting and changing in the flickering light. Gods and humans, earth and heaven, all unite. Your breathing has become so deep and regular that you barely notice it. The act of respiration as natural and unconscious as the beating of your heart. The air flows through you like a gentle river, carrying away worry and tension, leaving only peace and contentment. Your body feels light, almost weightless, as if you might float upward toward the painted ceiling. The flames continue their eternal dance, neither growing nor diminishing, but maintaining perfect balance. The oil burns slowly, steadily, ensuring that the light will last through the night. Each lamp contains enough fuel for hours of burning, a testament to the careful preparation that goes into every aspect of temple life. You shift slightly, adjusting your position on the stone floor. The movement is minimal, barely perceptible, but it changes your perspective on the flames, creates new patterns of light and shadow. The effect is beautiful, mesmerizing, drawing you deeper into contemplation of the divine mysteries. The warmth of the flames seems to penetrate your very bones, dissolving the last traces of physical tension. Your muscles relax completely. Your breathing deepens further, and a profound sense of peace settles over you like a soft blanket. The alcove becomes a womb of sacred light, protecting you, nurturing you, holding you in perfect safety. The painted walls seem to pulse gently in the lamplight, as if the very stones are breathing. The effect is subtle but unmistakable, a sense of life and presence that permeates the entire space. You are not alone in the alcove. The spirits of the gods and the souls of the faithful surround you with their benevolent presence. One of the flames flickers slightly, responding to an imperceptible movement of air. The brief dance of light creates new shadows, new patterns, new beauty. The impermanence of the moment makes it even more precious, a reminder that all things are in constant flux, yet the divine light remains eternal. The scent of jasmine drifts into the alcove from the temple gardens, mixing with the oil and incense to create a new layer of fragrance. The flower's perfume is delicate, ephemeral, yet it adds another dimension to the sacred atmosphere. Each breath brings a new combination of scents, each one more beautiful than the last. You feel yourself sinking deeper into meditation, your consciousness becoming fluid, malleable, open to the divine influence. The flames seem to pulse in rhythm with your heartbeat, creating a connection between your physical being and the sacred light. The boundary between self and cosmos begins to dissolve, leaving only pure awareness. The oil in the lamps burns with perfect efficiency, each drop transformed into light and heat with no waste. The process is a metaphor for spiritual transformation, matter becoming energy, darkness becoming light, ignorance becoming wisdom. The lamps teach their lesson without words, their very function a form of sacred teaching. The seventh lamp, the one in the center, seems to burn slightly brighter than the others. Its light appears to pulse gently, like a heartbeat made visible. This lamp represents the unity of all divine light, the single source from which all illumination flows. Its flame is the heart of the circle, the center around which all other lights revolve. You lean forward slightly, studying the dance of the central flame. Its movement, the more you see, the deeper you sink into peaceful contemplation. The stone table begins to feel warm beneath your hands as you lean forward, absorbing the heat of the seven flames. The warmth is comforting, reassuring, like the touch of a loving friend. The table has witnessed countless flame-lighting ceremonies, each one adding its energy to the accumulated sanctity of the space. Your eyelids grow heavy as you watch the flames. The peaceful atmosphere and gentle warmth combining to create a profoundly relaxing experience. The fire dances hypnotically, creating patterns that speak directly to your subconscious mind. Sleep beckons, but it is not ordinary sleep. It is the sleep of the mystic, the rest that comes from perfect union with the divine. The flames seem to whisper secrets, ancient wisdom passed down through generations of temple servants. Their language is wordless, expressed through movement and light, through heat and shadow. You listen with your entire being, absorbing the lessons, allowing the sacred fire to teach you its mysteries. The alcove grows quieter as the night deepens, the sounds of the temple fading into profound silence. You are alone with the flames, or perhaps not alone, your consciousness merging with the eternal dance of light and shadow. The warmth from the lamps has created a microclimate in the alcove, a small pocket of perfect temperature and humidity. The air is neither too dry nor too moist, but ideally balanced for comfort and peace. You breathe deeply, filling your lungs with the sacred atmosphere, feeling the divine presence enter your body with each inhalation. The oil continues to burn cleanly, without smoke or soot, creating pure light and heat. The quality of the fuel is testament to the care taken in every aspect of temple life. Even the most basic materials, blessed and purified for sacred use. Each drop of oil becomes a prayer, each flame a word in the endless hymn of praise. Your consciousness begins to float, becoming lighter, more ethereal, as if you might merge with the flames themselves. The boundary between observer and observed dissolves, leaving only pure awareness, pure presence, pure being. The flames and you become one, united in the sacred dance of divine light. The painted walls seem to breathe in rhythm with the flames, expanding and contracting gently, as if the entire alcove is alive. The seventh lamp continues to pulse gently, its light the heartbeat of the sacred circle. You find yourself synchronizing your breathing with its rhythm, your heartbeat with its pulse, your very being with its eternal dance. The flame becomes a teacher, a guide, a doorway to deeper understanding. The scent of the burning oil grows richer, more complex, as if each drop contains the essence of countless prayers. The fragrance becomes a form of communication, a language of the soul that speaks directly to your heart. You breathe deeply, allowing the sacred perfume to fill your being, to become part of your essence. The warmth of the flames wraps around you like a cocoon, protecting you, nurturing you, holding you in perfect safety. The heat is not just physical, but spiritual, emotional, touching every aspect of your being. You feel loved, cherished, held in the infinite embrace of the divine. Your eyelids grow heavier, the peaceful atmosphere and gentle warmth making it difficult to stay awake. But this is not ordinary drowsiness. It is the sacred sleep of the mystic, the rest that comes from perfect union with the divine. The flames seem to sing a lullaby, their light creating patterns that speak directly to your soul. The 7 lamps burn with eternal devotion, their flames unwavering, their light constant. They will continue to burn through the night, keeping the darkness at bay, holding the sacred space in perfect illumination. Their vigil is a form of prayer, a continuous offering to the gods who watch over the temple. You feel yourself sinking deeper into meditation, your consciousness becoming fluid, leaving only pure awareness. The alcove has become a sanctuary within a sanctuary, a sacred space where time stands still, where the divine presence is almost tangible. The flames burn with perfect devotion, their light creating a bubble of sacred time that exists outside the normal flow of hours and minutes. You are suspended in eternity, held in a moment of perfect peace. Your breathing has become so deep and regular that it seems to merge with the rhythm of the flames, creating a harmony of breath and light of soul and fire. The connection is profound, meaningful, transformative. You are no longer just watching the flames. You are participating in their eternal dance. The oil burns with perfect efficiency, each drop transformed into light and warmth with divine precision. The process is a metaphor for spiritual transformation. Matter becoming energy, darkness becoming light, separation becoming unity. The lamps teach their lesson without words. Their very existence a form of sacred instruction. The painted walls continue to pulse gently in the lamplight, the colours shifting and changing with each movement of the flames. The effect is hypnotic, mesmerising, drawing you deeper into a state of profound peace. The artwork becomes alive, participating in the sacred ritual, adding its voice to the silent hymn of praise. You feel a deep sense of gratitude for this moment, for this place, for the privilege of serving in such a sacred environment. The flames seem to flicker in response to your emotion, acknowledging your devotion, blessing your service. The connection between you and the divine light grows stronger, more intimate, more profound. The seventh lamp in the centre continues to burn with special intensity. Its flame, the heart of the sacred circle. You find yourself drawn to its light, your consciousness merging with its eternal dance. The flame becomes a doorway, a portal, a bridge between the earthly and divine realms. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the gentle dance of the seven flames seems to slow, becoming dreamlike, hypnotic. The warm golden light wraps around you like a loving embrace, and the scent of sacred oil carries you deeper into peace. You drift into the rhythm of eternal flame as the lamps keep their vigil, and the painted. Chapter 4. Recording prayers whispered by passing pilgrims. The seven lamps burn steadily behind you as you leave the alcove, their golden light following you into the corridor like a benediction. Your bare feet whisper against the cool stone floor, each step carrying you deeper into the heart of the temple complex. The moonlight filters through high windows, creating a silver path that guides your way toward the next sacred space. You carry with you a small writing kit, papyrus and reed pen, ink and blotting cloth, the tools of your trade carefully arranged in a leather satchel that rests comfortably against your hip. The weight is familiar, reassuring, a reminder of your purpose in this sacred place. Tonight, you will record the prayers of pilgrims, preserving their words for eternity. The corridor curves gently, leading you past chambers and chapels, each one dedicated to a different aspect of the divine. Through doorways and archways, you glimpse the soft glow of oil lamps, the flicker of eternal flames, the shadows of priests moving through their nightly duties. The temple never truly sleeps, always humming with quiet activity, always alive with devotion. Your destination is a small chamber near the public areas of the temple. The sound of soft voices reaches your ears as you approach, whispered prayers floating through the stone corridors like incense smoke. The words are indistinct, blurred by distance and reverence, but the emotion is clear: hope and longing, gratitude and supplication, the eternal conversation between humanity and the divine. You pause at the entrance to the prayer chamber, a simple doorway framed by modest columns. The space beyond is dimly lit, illuminated by a few small oil lamps that cast warm shadows on the walls. The atmosphere is intimate, personal, designed to encourage quiet reflection and honest prayer. Inside the chamber, several pilgrims kneel on reed mats, their heads bowed in devotion. They have travelled far to reach this sacred place, some from villages along the Nile, others from distant lands beyond Egypt's borders. Each carries their own burden, their own hope, their own story of faith and longing. You settle quietly in a corner of the chamber, arranging your writing materials with practiced efficiency. The papyrus unfurls silently, revealing a surface ready to receive the sacred words. Your reed pen rests comfortably in your hand, its familiar weight a source of comfort and confidence. The ink flows smoothly, creating test marks that dry quickly in the warm air. The first prayer reaches your ears, whispered by an elderly woman whose weathered hands speak of years of hard work. Her voice trembles with emotion as she speaks to Isis, the great mother goddess, asking for healing for her sick grandson. The words are simple, honest, filled with the desperate love of a grandmother who would do anything to help her family. Your pen moves across the papyrus with fluid grace, capturing the woman's words in the flowing script of the scribes. Each hieroglyph is carefully formed, each symbol precisely placed, transforming the ephemeral spoken word into permanent written form. The prayer becomes tangible, real, preserved for all time in the sacred archive of the temple. The woman's prayer continues, her voice growing stronger as she pours out her heart to the goddess. She speaks of her grandson's fever, his laboured breathing, the fear that grips her heart. But she also speaks of faith, of trust in the divine healing power, of gratitude for all the blessings she has received throughout her long life. You write steadily, your hand moving in rhythm with her words. The act of transcription is itself a form of prayer, a way of honouring the pilgrim's devotion by preserving it for eternity. Each stroke of the pen is deliberate, meaningful, infused with the sacred purpose of your calling. The chamber is filled with the soft sound of whispered prayers, multiple voices creating a gentle symphony of faith. A young man prays for success in his upcoming marriage, his voice filled with nervous excitement. A merchant asks for protection during his journey to distant lands, his words careful and specific, aware of the dangers that await. Your breathing slows as you work, falling into the meditative rhythm of writing. The pen moves across the papyrus like a small boat on still water, smooth and effortless, guided by years of practice and devotion. The hieroglyphs flow from your hand like a river, each symbol a droplet in the great stream of human faith. The elderly woman's prayer comes to an end, her voice fading to a whisper as she concludes with words of gratitude and trust. She remains kneeling for a few moments, her head bowed, absorbing the peace of the sacred space. Then she rises slowly, her movements careful and deliberate, ... and exits the chamber with quiet dignity. Another pilgrim takes her place, a middle-aged farmer whose calloused hands speak of years working the fertile soil along the Nile. His prayer is different, focused on practical concerns, asking for good floods, healthy crops, protection from locusts and disease. His voice is steady, confident, that of a man who has learned to trust in the cycles of nature and the benevolence of the gods. You continue writing, your pen capturing the farmer's words with the same care and attention you gave to the grandmother's prayer. Each petition is equally important, equally deserving of preservation, equally sacred in the eyes of the gods. The papyrus fills slowly, each line a testament to human faith and divine mercy. The scent of incense drifts through the chamber, mixing with the natural fragrances of the night: jasmine and lotus, myrrh and frankincense. The very air seems perfumed with holiness. Each breath brings deeper peace, greater tranquility, a sense of being held in the loving embrace of the divine. A young mother enters the chamber, carrying her infant son in her arms. Her prayer is soft, almost inaudible, but your trained ear catches every word. She asks for protection for her child, for wisdom in raising him, for the strength to be the mother he needs. Her love is palpable, radiating from every syllable, filling the chamber with warmth. The baby sleeps peacefully in his mother's arms, undisturbed by the soft voices and gentle movements around him. His breathing is steady, regular, the innocent rest of one who knows nothing of the world's troubles. The sight fills you with tenderness, reminding you of the vulnerability and preciousness of human life. Your pen continues its dance across the papyrus, preserving the mother's words for future generations. The hieroglyphs seem to glow in the lamplight, each symbol alive with meaning and purpose. The ancient writing system allows you to capture not just words, but emotions, nuances, the full depth of human experience. The chamber's acoustics are perfect for this sacred work, designed to carry whispered prayers to your ears while maintaining the intimacy of personal devotion. The curved walls and domed ceiling create a sense of enclosure, of safety, of being held in the palm of the god's hands. Sound moves gently through the space, respectful of the sacred nature of the conversations taking place. An elderly man enters, his steps slow and measured, his back bent with age. His prayer is for his departed wife. His voice breaks with emotion as he speaks of their life together, of memories cherished, of love that transcends death. The man's grief is profound, but so is his faith. He trusts in the God's mercy, in the promise of reunion beyond the veil of death. His prayer becomes a song of love, a hymn of hope, a testament to the enduring power of human connection. Your pen captures every word, every emotion, every nuance of meaning. The papyrus grows heavy with prayers, each line a thread in the great tapestry of human faith. The chamber continues to fill and empty, pilgrims coming and going, each one leaving their words, their hopes, their hearts at the feet of the gods. The cycle is eternal, unbroken, a continuous stream of devotion flowing through the sacred space. A young woman kneels near the wall, her prayer almost too soft to hear. She asks for courage, for strength to face an uncertain future, for guidance in making difficult decisions. Her voice trembles with fear and hope, the eternal tension between known and unknown, between safety and adventure. You lean forward slightly, straining to catch her words without intruding on her privacy. The balance is delicate. Your role as recorder requiring you to hear while remaining invisible, to preserve without disturbing. Years of practice have taught you the art of sacred eavesdropping, listening with your whole being while maintaining perfect stillness. The woman's prayer deepens, becoming more personal, more intimate. She speaks of dreams deferred, of opportunities missed, of the courage needed to step into the unknown. Her words are poetry, unplanned but beautiful, the natural eloquence of the human heart speaking its truth. Your pen captures every syllable, every pause, every breath. The oil lamps flicker gently, their flames responding to the imperceptible movements of air created by the pilgrim's breathing. The light dances across the walls, creating patterns of illumination that seem to respond to the rhythm of the prayers. The chamber becomes a living thing, breathing with the devotion of those who gather here. A group of travelers enters, their dusty robes and worn sandals speaking of long journeys. They kneel together, their voices joining in a prayer of gratitude for safe passage, for protection received, for the privilege of reaching this sacred place. Their unity is beautiful, their harmony a testament to the bonds forged by shared faith and common purpose. Your writing hand moves steadily, capturing the collective prayer of the travelers. The challenge is greater now. Multiple voices speaking in harmony, words overlapping and interweaving, creating a complex tapestry. But your trained ear sorts through the complexity. Your skilled hand preserves the essence of their shared devotion. The chamber fills with the soft rustle of fabric, the gentle movement of bodies in prayer, the whispered words of countless hearts seeking connection with the divine. The sounds blend together, creating a symphony of faith that seems to resonate in the very stones of the temple. You feel privileged to witness this, to preserve these sacred moments for posterity. A merchant from a distant land kneels before the altar, his prayer offered in accented Egyptian, his words careful and respectful. He asks for success in his business, for fair winds and calm seas, for the wisdom to deal justly with all he encounters. His prayer reflects the challenges of commerce, the need for divine guidance in human affairs. The man's foreignness doesn't diminish his devotion. If anything, it makes his prayer more poignant. He has travelled far from home, crossing deserts and rivers to reach this sacred place. His faith transcends boundaries. His devotion knows no borders. The gods hear all prayers, regardless of the language in which they are offered. Your pen continues its work, preserving the merchant's words alongside those of the Egyptian pilgrims. The papyrus becomes a record of universal human longing, a testament to the shared hopes and fears that unite all people. The hieroglyphs hold prayers from many hearts, many voices, many stories of faith and need. The young mother with her baby prepares to leave, her prayer completed, her heart lightened by the act of devotion. She rises carefully, mindful of the sleeping child in her arms, and exits the chamber with quiet grace. Her departure creates a moment of silence, a pause in the gentle symphony of prayer. The silence is filled by the soft sound of breathing, the rustle of fabric, the gentle flicker of oil lamps. The chamber seems to exhale, settling into a moment of peaceful rest before the next wave of pilgrims arrives. You use this pause to review your work, to ensure that every word has been captured, every prayer preserved. The papyrus is nearly full, its surface covered with the flowing script of the ancients. Each line represents a human heart, a soul reaching toward the divine, a moment of connection between earth and heaven. The weight of responsibility is profound, but so is the privilege of serving as the conduit between the temporal and eternal. A young priest enters the chamber, his smooth face and careful movements marking him as newly ordained. His prayer is for wisdom, for the strength to serve faithfully, for the ability to guide others toward truth and peace. His voice is clear, confident, but tinged with the humility of one who knows the magnitude of his calling. The priest's prayer is different from those of the pilgrims, more formal, more structured, reflecting his training and dedication. But the underlying emotion is the same, the desire for connection, for guidance, for the assurance that he is not alone in his sacred work. Your pen captures his words with the same care given to all the others. The chamber continues to serve its purpose. Your writing hand begins to tire, but pleasantly so. The fatigue of meaningful work, of sacred service. The pen has become an extension of your soul. The papyrus, a canvas for human devotion. Each stroke carries weight, meaning, purpose, transforming the ephemeral into the eternal. A family enters together, parents and children, their voices joining in a prayer of gratitude for their health, their prosperity, their unity. The children's voices are sweet, innocent, untouched by the cynicism of age. Their faith is pure, unquestioning, beautiful in its simplicity. The parents' voices are deeper, more complex, shaped by experience and responsibility. The family's prayer creates a harmony of generations, past and future, joined in present devotion. The children will grow, become adults, bring their own children to this sacred place. The cycle will continue, unbroken, eternal. Each generation adding their voice to the great chorus of faith. Your pen captures the family's prayer, preserving their harmony for future generations. The hieroglyphs seem to dance on the papyrus, alive with the joy and love of the family's shared devotion. The writing becomes more than mere record-keeping. It becomes art, poetry, a celebration of human faith and divine love. The oil lamps burn lower, their flames smaller, but no less steady. The night deepens, but the chamber remains filled with the soft sounds of prayer, the gentle movements of the faithful, the eternal conversation between humanity and the divine. Time seems suspended, held in the embrace of sacred purpose. An old woman enters, her movements slow and careful, her voice soft with age and wisdom. Her prayer is for peace, for her family, for her community, for the world. She has lived long, seen much, learned the value of simplicity and truth. Her words are few but profound, each one carrying the weight of experience and faith. The woman's prayer is like a benediction, a blessing upon all who hear it. Her voice carries the authority of one who has walked long with the gods, who has learned to trust in their wisdom and mercy. Your pen records her words with special reverence, recognizing the sacred nature of aged wisdom. The chamber seems to glow with accumulated prayer, each whispered word adding to the sanctity of the space. The walls themselves seem to hold the memory of countless devotions. The stones warmed by centuries of faithful hearts. You feel honored to be part of this tradition, to serve as the keeper of these sacred memories. A young man enters, his prayer urgent, desperate, asking for help in a crisis you cannot fully understand. His voice trembles with fear and hope, the eternal human response to uncertainty. Whatever his need, it is real, immediate, pressing. The gods hear all prayers, answer all calls, provide comfort to all who seek. Your pen moves quickly, capturing the young man's urgent words. The hieroglyphs seem to pulse with his emotion, the very symbols becoming vehicles for his desperation and hope. The writing transcends mere record-keeping, becoming a form of intercession, a way of lifting the prayer toward the divine. The chamber continues its sacred work, providing space for prayer, sanctuary for the faithful, peace for the troubled. The cycle of pilgrims flows like a river, constant, eternal, each one bringing their own story, their own need, their own offering of faith. Your papyrus is nearly complete, its surface covered with the prayers of the faithful. Each line represents a human soul, a heart reaching toward the divine, a moment of connection between earth and heaven. The weight of the scroll in your hands is more than physical. It carries the accumulated devotion of countless hearts. The young man's prayer concludes, his voice fading to a whisper as he entrusts his fate to the gods. He remains kneeling for a long moment, absorbing the peace of the sacred space, finding strength in the silence. Then he rises, his movements more confident, his burden shared with the divine. The chamber settles into momentary quiet, the pause between prayers, the breath between words. The oil lamps flicker gently, their flames steady and reassuring. The silence is not empty, but full, pregnant with possibility, heavy with the accumulated weight of faith. You review your work, reading through the prayers you have recorded. Each one is a treasure, a glimpse into the human heart, a testament to the enduring power of faith. The hieroglyphs flow across the papyrus like a river, carrying the hopes and fears of countless souls toward the eternal shores of divine mercy. The scroll is complete, the night's work finished, the sacred duty fulfilled. You carefully roll the papyrus, securing it with a silk cord, preparing it for storage in the temple's great archive. These prayers will join thousands of others, creating an eternal record of human devotion and divine grace. The chamber continues its vigil, ready for the next pilgrim, the next prayer, the next moment of connection between human and divine. The cycle is eternal, unbroken, a continuous stream of faith flowing through the sacred space. You feel privileged to have been part of it, to have served as the bridge between the temporal and eternal. Chapter 5. Sitting beneath a carved obelisk as the night deepens. The day's heat is finally fading, and you find yourself walking slowly across the sacred courtyard of Karnak Temple. Your bare feet know these ancient stones well, each step familiar, each breath deeper than the last. You are a temple scribe, keeper of sacred words, guardian of ancient wisdom. The papyrus scrolls are safely stored away for the night, and now it is time to rest. The great obelisk rises before you, carved from pink granite, its surface still warm from the day's sun. You settle yourself at its base, feeling the smooth stone support your back. Your linen robes flutter gently in the evening breeze. Above you, the first stars begin to appear. Soft, distant, eternal. The same stars that have watched over this temple for countless generations now watch over you. You close your eyes for a moment and listen. The gentle lapping of water from the sacred lake nearby. The soft whisper of palm fronds. The distant call of a night bird. These sounds wrap around you like a warm blanket. Soothing, peaceful, safe. Your breathing slows. Matches the rhythm of the ancient place. In and out. In and out. The weight of the day's work melts away, like morning mist over the Nile. The obelisk's shadow grows longer, darker, more protective. You feel held, supported. You open your eyes softly and turn toward the temple's sacred basin. The water is perfectly still, like polished obsidian, reflecting the growing tapestry of stars above. You rise slowly, move with quiet steps toward the water's edge. Each step brings deeper peace, deeper calm, deeper rest for your weary spirit. The basin was carved from a single piece of black granite, its edges worn smooth by centuries of gentle hands. You kneel beside it and see your reflection wavering softly in the starlight. The water is warm, heated by the day's sun, now cooling gradually in the night air. You cup your hands, lift the sacred water, and let it flow slowly through your fingers. Drop by drop, it returns to the basin, each splash a tiny prayer, a whisper of gratitude. Around the basin, lotus flowers float serenely. Their white petals glow softly in the starlight. Perfect, peaceful, pure. You breathe in their delicate fragrance, sweet, calming, like honey and dreams. The reflection of the stars dances gently on the water's surface. Sirius, Orion, the Great Bear. Each star a guardian, each constellation a story. All watching over you with ancient, loving eyes. You dip your fingers once more into the warm water and touch them gently to your forehead, to your heart. The blessing of the sacred waters, the gift of peace, the promise of rest. Your breathing deepens, matches the gentle rhythm of the water's soft movement. In and out, in and out. The stars grow brighter, the water grows stiller, and peace settles over you like silk. Your eyelids grow heavy. and the reflection of stars shimmers softly in the sacred water. You drift into a deep, restful sleep. A gentle breeze stirs across the temple grounds, soft, warm, carrying the scent of frankincense and myrrh. It touches your skin like a blessing, like the breath of the gods themselves. Your linen robes flutter gently, the fabric cool and smooth against your skin, woven from the finest flax, blessed by temple priests. These robes have carried you through many peaceful nights and will carry you through many more. The breeze brings whispers from the past, echoes of ancient prayers, fragments of forgotten hymns. But these sounds do not disturb you. They comfort you, like lullabies sung by ancestors you have never met, but somehow know. You feel the weight of your writing reed, smooth and familiar in your hand. Tomorrow you will use it again, to record sacred texts, to preserve ancient wisdom, to serve the temple and its mysteries. But tonight it rests, just as you rest. The wind chimes in the temple garden begin to sing, soft, melodic, hypnotic. Bronze touching bronze, creating music that seems to come from the stars themselves. Each note floats on the night air, then fades, then returns, then fades again. You close your eyes and let your linen robes settle around you, soft, protective, warm. The breeze continues to blow, gentle, constant, like the breath of the earth itself. The night sounds grow softer, more distant, more dreamlike. Your body relaxes completely, held by the ancient stones, blessed by the sacred breeze, protected by the watching stars. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the night breeze hums softly through the temple gardens. You drift into a deep, restful sleep. The night deepens around you, soft, protective, infinite. The temple walls seem to breathe with ancient wisdom, and you are held safely within their embrace. Your mind grows quiet, still, like the surface of the sacred lake at dawn. The thoughts of the day dissolve, fade, disappear into the peaceful darkness. There is only this moment, this breath, this perfect eternal now. The stars wheel slowly overhead, following paths they have traced for thousands of years. They have watched over pharaohs, priests, scribes like you, all finding rest beneath their gentle light. Tonight, they watch over you with the same loving constancy. You feel your heartbeat slow, steady, strong. It echoes the rhythm of the temple drums, the pulse of the great river, the heartbeat of the earth itself. You are connected, part of something vast, something eternal, something peaceful. The obelisk beside you stands silent, powerful, enduring, carved by master craftsmen, blessed by high priests. It has weathered centuries of storms and will weather centuries more. Like you, it finds peace in the deepening night. Your breathing becomes deeper, slower, more peaceful. Each breath brings you closer to rest, to dreams, to the gentle embrace of sleep. The night air fills your lungs, pure, clean, blessed. The sounds of the temple fade to whispers, then to silence. then to the soft rhythm of your own peaceful breathing. You are alone, but not lonely. You are held, supported, loved by the ancient stones, the watching stars, the eternal night. Your body sinks deeper into rest, muscle by muscle, breath by breath. The weight of the world falls away, and you are light, peaceful, ready for the gift of sleep. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the ancient stones sing softly of eternal rest. You drift into a deep, peaceful, healing sleep. Sleep comes to you like a gentle river, flowing, peaceful, carrying you toward the realm of dreams. Your body rests completely, held by the warm stones, blessed by the sacred air, watched over by the eternal stars. In your dreams, you walk through gardens of lotus flowers, their petals soft as silk, their fragrance sweet as honey. The path beneath your feet is made of polished stone, smooth, warm, familiar. Each step brings deeper peace, deeper rest, deeper healing. You dream of ancient wisdom, of scrolls filled with sacred words, of knowledge that flows like water, pure, clear, eternal. The words glow softly in your mind, not demanding attention, simply present. Like old friends, like gentle prayers. In your dreams, the temple cats pad silently through moonlit corridors, their eyes reflecting starlight, their purrs a soft symphony of contentment. They know the secrets of rest, of peace, of perfect stillness. They share these secrets with you, wordlessly, lovingly. You dream of the great river, flowing endlessly toward the sea, carrying with it the blessings of the gods, the prayers of the people, the hopes of all who seek peace. You float upon its surface, safe, supported, at one with the eternal flow. The dreams wash over you like gentle waves, each one bringing deeper rest, deeper peace, deeper healing. There is no urgency here, no need to remember, no need to understand. There is only the gift of rest, the blessing of sleep, the promise of morning. Your body rests completely. Your mind floats in peaceful dreams. Your spirit soars with the ancient eagles, free, peaceful, blessed. The night holds you gently, protectively, lovingly. You are safe. You are peaceful. You are exactly where you need to be. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the dreams carry you softly through the star-filled night. You drift into the deepest, most restful, most healing sleep.